Hey, what's going on, guys? JTK here. Welcome back to another video. In this one today, we're going to be doing the top 10 best wonder weapons of all time out of any Treyarch Zombies game. Now, before we start this video, I just want to say that there is going to be no specific criteria for this list, because I was trying to come up with specific criteria like damage output, ease of use, and stuff like that, but it kept changing my overall opinion the more criteria I added. So this list is just going to be strictly what I personally like in a wonder weapon. I like a cool, unique factor to it. I like the maps that are on it, and it's going to be based around just my personal opinion. And now, without further ado, I have nothing much else to add on to that, so let's just jump right into it. Now, coming in at our number 10 spot, we're going to have the Cold War Raygun. Now, with the Cold War Raygun, it's been through quite a bit, let's be honest. It's had multiple nerfs a little bit after launch. Don't really know why. I feel like that was kind of a wrong call in a way, but it still is the predominant high round weapon to use when getting on D Machine or any other map that has a bad wonder weapon. You're gonna be using the ray gun for the most part. It's really good at killing bosses like megatons and whatnot. I like it a lot in Outbreak because it's a pistol and you can just move around with it really fast and whatnot as well. It all around is just a very iconic weapon, and I'm glad that with Cold War they brought it back in a way that just makes it feel special again, because I haven't felt that kind of way with the ray gun ever since probably back in World at War, maybe even Black Ops 1, I would say. But Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 especially, the ray gun has just kind of felt dead in a way, and I'm so glad that it's now kind of in a new bright spot where it is a competitive wonder weapon in the scene. So for that, I'm definitely going to be giving it a number 10, and I'm proud to say that. Now, coming in at our number 9 spot, we have another Cold War wonder weapon, and this is going to be the Cerberus from Mauer Toten. Now, the Cerberus is just a really cool overall wonder weapon. It does more damage than the ray gun overall, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it does more damage overall because it has a headshot multiplier that's just a lot greater, I think. And I just really like the variants as well. I like the whole shotgun variant that you can put on it, the laser variant, how that laser variant is usable for the Easter eggs and whatnot. I really like the scatter one that shoots all the missiles all over the place. That's also really cool. It's overall just a really cool wonder weapon, and I like how the wonder weapon is interactive with the player in a way that we haven't seen it before, because this is the first wonder weapon that has an AI built into it that talks back to you, and it's through this little orb that rotates around it. It's just a really cool, fun wonder weapon in my opinion. Is it one of the best ones? I wouldn't say so, but it definitely is one of my favorites. So for that, it deserves the number 9 spot. Next up on our list, we have the Wave Gun from Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1 Moon. The Wave Gun, again, I'm gonna say this a lot, but it is just a really cool wonder weapon. I really like the whole split variants, especially in Black Ops 3 Moon. It looks great. I like how the split variants, you can combine them together, make the wave gun, obviously. But then, I feel like the split variants are also really underrated as well, because you can just use them to take zombies quickly out of your way. And then your horde weapon, you can combine it together and just kill an entire horde with it. And the whole effect of turning zombies into popcorn and exploding them, it's just really fun to use and whatnot. Only complaint I have with this wonder weapon is that it doesn't produce drops in both Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, which is quite a shame. I wish that they did the same thing that they did with the Thunder Gun when they moved it to Black Ops 3, where it produces drops, but unfortunately it doesn't. So for that, it does deserve the number 8 spot. Coming in at our number 7 spot, we have the Thunder Gun. Now, I pretty much already explained with number 8. The reason I'm putting the Thunder Gun above the Wave Gun is that specifically in Black Ops 3, the Thunder Gun can produce drops. And that just makes it overall really much better. And the Thunder Gun, it's just a very iconic wonder weapon. Everybody played Kino back in the day, so you know what the Thunder Gun is already. It's not personally one of my favorites when it comes to just a cool factor. It doesn't really look that great, so to say, but it does do a really cool effect. Everyone knows what it is. It is very effective at keeping you safe as well, just being a normal horde weapon to kill zombies. And so for that, it would be criminal to not put it in the top 10, so I'm going to be putting it in the top 7. Now, coming in at our number 6 spot, we have the Sliquifier. Now, after doing the reverse retrospective series, the episode with Die Rise, if you haven't watched it, please check it out. After doing that episode, I changed my opinion a lot on the Sliquifier. Before, I would probably put it at the top 10, close to maybe an honorable mention, But now after looking back at it, it is statistically and in use one of my favorite wonder weapons of all time. It's very, very good at, I don't know, just killing zombies overall, especially in towards the later rounds. It does have a ton of ammo, so it's always going to be very reliable. It also has that slip effect, which does make it pretty cool because you can kind of just slip around the map if you're kind of bored sometimes. But other than that though, it can be a detriment as well because you can just slip yourself off the map, which isn't fun. But overall though, I would say it still is a competitive wonder weapon, especially pre-patched. It would probably be number 1, but after post-patch, it still is a very competitive wonder weapon. So for that, I'm going to be putting it at the number 6. Now, coming in at our top 5 wonder weapons of all time, at our number 5 spot, I'm going to be giving this to the lightning bow. Now, if this was like before Black Ops 4 or Cold War, I would probably put the lightning bow a little bit higher up on my list. But after those 2 games came out, my opinion has kind of changed with this ranking. And I would probably say the lightning bow isn't up there with like the top 3 greats anymore. Still is a very solid wonder weapon in my opinion. You can kill zombies just by sitting in a corner and you can just shoot charge shots down on the floor for days and you'll be fine. As long as you have gobblegums to keep you alive, it is very, very reliable. So for that, I'm going to be putting it at the number 5, but just especially after the nerf, definitely not one of my favorites. Now, coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the Ice Staff. Now, the Ice Staff, in my opinion, is just much better than the bows in every way. The Ice Staff, you can revive your teammates with it. The Ice Staff, you can use it as a melee weapon. Just a lot of stuff that the bows can't do that the Ice Staff or the other staffs really can do as well. So for that, I do think the staffs are better weapons overall. But one drawback that I do have with the Ice Staff is that it's a lot more unsafe compared to the bows. When you use it, you kind of need a shield. If you don't have a shield, it's going to be very, very dangerous to use the Ice Staff because it does take a while for the zombies to die once they are in that storm. But once you're out of the storm, or if you're just in the early rounds, it's really not that big of a deal. And plus, if you're going for high rounds on Origins, you have to use the Ice Staff anyways. So for that, it's going to be coming in at the number 4 spot. Now, coming in at our number 3 spot, we have the Apothecan Servant. Now, a lot of people would probably say that the Apothecan Servant is number 1. In my opinion, I don't really think it is. It still is one of the best wonder weapons, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't have the right ammo. It also is just not very useful against normal boss zombies like the Panzer or the Margwas on Revelations. So for that, I can't really say it is one of the best, but against normal zombies, it probably is. I would say, like, if you're stuck in a corner with normal zombies, you could just shoot it down on the floor. You have nothing to worry about. So for that, it definitely deserves the number 3 spot, but not close to number 1, I would say. Now, coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the baby gun from Shangri-La. Now, the baby gun is just statistically, I would say, the best wonder weapon. I still think it is, at least, especially when you pack a punch it. There's just so much ammo that you can deal with that you're never going to be worried when you're using the baby gun. You can kind of just shoot it in front of you and just run over everything in your way. Just a very safe weapon to use, especially on a map like Shangri-La. You kind of need it. A couple complaints that I have with it though is that the Black Ops 3 version specifically, if you try to run through the zombies, it kind of stops you a little bit. I don't know why that's a feature. Kind of just like the Black Ops 1 version a little bit more, where you can just cleanly walk through all the zombies, or you can use PhD with the Mustang and Sally's and just shoot the zombies out of the way as well. All that's very cool. It doesn't do any damage, and it can be a little bit risky to use sometimes. So for that, it's not going to come in at number 1, but statistically and just through my personal experience, it is definitely still a really good wonder weapon. Now, before we get to the number 1 spot, I have a few honorable mentions. Now, for our honorable mentions, we're going to have the Die Shockwave from Cold War. After they buffed it, we're making it able to pack-a-punch it, and it also just does a lot more damage overall. You can pretty much just get infinite ammo with it as long as you use the suck effect, and you also just shoot zombies as well. Very unique, cool wonder weapon. Not one of my favorites though, because I don't really like a good majority of the upgrade variants, but still a really good wonder weapon. Another honorable mention is going to be the Raygun Mark III. The Raygun Mark III, especially on a map like Gorod Krovi, where it is very difficult, is very handy to have. And for the first 50 rounds, is definitely probably up there with some of the best. But afterwards, you don't really use it that much. You still kind of use it to slow zombies down in your way and whatnot, but you're not really going to be using it to kill zombies past round 50. So for that, it is going to be an honorable mention. And our last honorable mention is going to be the Wonder Waff. Nothing really wrong with the Wonder Waff. It just doesn't kill enough zombies or have enough ammo to really put it up there with some of the top 10 best. I would say definitely before like Black Ops 4 and Cold War, I'd probably put the Wonder Waff on this list. But nowadays, the Wonder Waff, it's not really up there with some of the best. So those are going to be our honorable mentions. Now, coming in at our number 1 spot, I know a lot of people are probably going to give me hate for this one, but I don't care. I love the Gauntlet of Chenron on Ancient Evil, especially when you redeem it. It just looks so cool. Like, you summon a portal to hell that grabs zombies down and brings them into the underworld to rip them apart. Like, just saying that probably should make it the best wonder weapon of all time. It also acts like a monkey bomb, so you can draw enemies in. You can use it as a melee weapon as well for the early rounds. I think it goes up to like close to around 20, just one-shot meleeing zombies forever. It also does infinite damage. You can upgrade it like 3 times as well. I just really love the map Ancient Evil overall, and for me, the Gauntlet of Chenron is definitely my favorite wonder weapon, and I would honestly just play that map just to use that wonder weapon because it's just so fun to use. So for that, it is going to be my personal best wonder weapon of all time. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video today. If you did enjoy, definitely leave a like, subscribe, do all that. You already know the drill. If you want to see me do anything else, other zombies content related or not, definitely leave a comment down below. That's like the best way to help me out. Just see what you guys want to see and whatnot. And yeah, I have nothing much else to say, so peace.